Hey Wrexham fans, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Today we have 4 bombshells. And a Wrexham star is released 2 days after Rob Mack begged him to stay at the racecourse ground. So stay with me until the end, subscribe to the channel, and leave a like. Let's go! Wrexham's rise through the leagues has won hearts around the world. Reynolds and Rob Mack brought in new fans from all over through the Welcome to Wrexham series. But, of course, we can't forget the local fans, those passionate fans who were there long before the famous owners arrived. And there's more. In addition to the affection of the fans, manager Phil Parkinson, the man largely responsible for Wrexham's 3 consecutive promotions, has just received enormous recognition in the region. Phil Parkinson was honored with the Freedom of the Municipality of Wrexham County Borough, a very special title that symbolizes honor and gratitude for the brilliant work he has done over these 4 years at Stock Cae Ras. In an interview with Wrexham Matchday Live, Parkinson said it was a rewarding experience, especially because he heard firsthand from fans how the team's success has changed their lives and the community. He also emphasized that seeing Ryan and Rob fulfill their promise to transform not only the club, but also the city, is truly moving. In his words, "It was simply incredible to be there and, obviously, very honored. Sometimes as a manager, you live in a bubble, but to enter the heart of the city, hear these stories and feel the impact of what we've built, it was incredibly special." And the truth is, this story is far from over. Remember when Rob Mack said he wanted to take Wrexham to the championship in 5 years? Well, we achieved that in just 4. Now the next dream is bold, reaching the Premier League. Nathan Broadhead has recently spoken about this ambition, and while it's difficult to imagine another immediate promotion, the long-term goal is clear. Wrexham wants to reach for the stars. And who knows, maybe Phil Parkinson himself will be the man to lead this historic chapter. And now, let's talk about Paul Mullin, one of the big names linked to Wrexham, but who is currently facing a difficult time playing for Wigan Athletic. The 30-year-old striker even had some positive moments in Manchester, scoring 4 goals in 13 appearances for the Latics. But the truth is that last week was incredibly tough, both for him and for the entire squad. There were 3 consecutive defeats, a 4-1 thrashing by Bolton Wanderers, elimination from the League Cup against Wycombe Wanderers, and, to cap off the streak, a 2-0 defeat to Cardiff City. The result? Wigan dropped to 14th in League One. And in this context, Mullin decided to send a defiant message to try to boost the group's morale. In an interview with Wigan Today, he made it clear, "We, as players and everyone involved, team, staff, everyone, have to stick together. It was a difficult week, but it can't define our season. In football, everything can change quickly. We just need to work hard on the training pitch to correct the mistakes and react next week." He also commented that, despite the changes made by manager Steven Schumacher to try to avoid fatigue and find tactical solutions, the team ended up losing its identity on the pitch. According to Mullin, this may have hindered more than helped. For him, the team was showing improvement in the first few rounds, but this poor run was a real setback. Even so, the former Wrexham idol reinforced his belief in recovery and left a message of hope for Wigan fans. Now let's talk about a guy who's been getting a lot of attention at Wrexham, Josh Windass. The striker, who signed from Sheffield Wednesday in the summer, is enjoying a fantastic run of form. He was a key player in the draw against Derby County and, get this, even earned the captain's armband against Norwich City. And you know what's even more interesting? Even with James McLean on the bench at Phil Parkinson's request, Windass continued to wear the armband against the Rams. And he made it clear, wearing the Wrexham captain's armband was a source of pride. But the story could get even better, because Windass is very close to achieving a historic personal feat. If he scores against Leicester, he could reach 4 consecutive away games in the EFL, something he's never achieved in his career. To give you an idea, he's already scored 4 goals in his last 3 away games. He scored against Southampton, then scored twice against Norwich, and he also scored last season, playing for Sheffield Wednesday, against Watford. In other words, you could say he's in a brilliant phase. And it's no wonder he's been considered one of the most dangerous strikers in the EFL over the past 2 seasons. And after the draw against Derby County, Windass made a point of sending a special message to the fans. On social media, he wrote, "Physically difficult game today, but another point won. The support was fantastic." Even though he didn't shine as much in this match, he preferred to highlight the positives and thank the fans who have made all the difference. And now, my friends, Let's close today's video with a story that has deeply touched Wrexham fans and everyone who follows this special club. As you know, Wrexham has been enjoying some magical years. 3 consecutive promotions, truly historic, all under Phil Parkinson's leadership. This has put the club back in the spotlight, garnered even more attention from around the world, and demonstrated the seriousness of this project. But along with victories come difficult decisions. The club prepared to compete in the championship and, to achieve this, spared no effort. 13 signings were made last summer, with over £33 million invested. This shows how much owners Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney want to see Wrexham increasingly competitive. However, when so many arrive, it's inevitable that some will have to leave. And one of those names was the experienced 38-year-old striker Steven Fletcher. And look, his departure affected a lot of people. Do you know why? Because Fletcher wasn't just another player on the squad. He played a fundamental role. A veteran, decisive, and the kind of player who, even coming off the bench, could change a game. He scored 16 goals in 77 matches, many of them in dramatic moments, in the final minutes, helping Wrexham earn precious points and unforgettable victories. But what made the story even more surprising was Fletcher's own account. He told the warm-up podcast that Rob McElhenney actually begged him to stay. This happened when they traveled to Los Angeles together after the promotion. They played golf, talked a lot, and Rob, who is also passionate about the sport, even asked, "Stay with us." And then comes the part that took everyone by surprise. Just 2 days later, Fletcher was informed that he was leaving the club. An unexpected turn of events, which still gets fans talking today. The former Scotland striker also revealed that he may be considering retiring, although there has been speculation about a return to Hibernian, the club where he once shone. But, judging by the tone of his words, it seems retirement is getting closer. The fact is, Fletcher made it clear that the decision wasn't his. He didn't receive any contract renewal offer and said goodbye in an emotional post on social media, thanking the fans for all their support and leaving a loving message that showed how deeply he's attached to the club. And so, I want to hear from you, Wrexham fan and football lover. Do you think the club made a mistake in letting Fletcher go, since he could still contribute with his experience and leadership? Or do you think that, with so many new signings and his advanced age, it really was time for him to move on? Let me know in the comments, because your opinion is very important. And look, if you've stuck around this far, I already thank you very much. But don't leave without subscribing to the channel, liking it, and activating the bell, because here you'll always find the hottest news about Wrexham, Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, and much more from the world of football. I'll leave you here, my friends. Until the next video. A big hug, God bless you, and always remember, you are very special, you are important.